Yeah. But his dad, and then I have 6 brothers, and then he has 2
Cool.
grandpas. I
I
have,
told
he
you
has,
it's better they stay
4 uncles.
single. It's
So
better.
he has a lot of male influence in his life, according
The
with his
example
dad.
why it's
So
better for them to
I
stay
don't have
single. See how she
to, I
talking?
don't have to do
She's in her own
anything
world right now. She's in her
to,
own
well,
world.
Damo, you kind of interrupted me. I was still talking when you started talking, so it's not very fair.
Been talking for the last 40
Well,
minutes.
and Bama, all you have to say is, "Hey, Miss Marla, could you give me a second? I want to say something."
Hey, Miss Marla, can you please see a therapist?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I don't want you to be annoyed with me. I truly want you to know that your content, along with people in my personal life, has got me thinking a little bit more in depth about my decision to be single. Because I really was. I do remember telling you that I'm very content with being single. And I am. But it's got me thinking
If
a
you're
little
content
bit
with being
more like,
single, why did you have a date going to Thanksgiving? Why did you have somebody that was supposed to go with you?
I had a date because he's a nice guy and thought he was cute and, things like
But
that. Not that we were going
that
to have
doesn't
something
make
serious.
sense. If you're content, that's like a
It
person
does.
who's content being fat. Why would they go and try to lose weight?
But Rue, there are people who are content with being fat.
Okay, if you're content being single, why would you bring a date to Thanksgiving? Why would you even try to get with a man?
I wasn't trying to get with him, and he wasn't trying to get with me.
And what was the purpose of him going with you
Just
to
to have a
Thanksgiving?
date, just to have someone that's there with you. There's no
But you're
long term
content.
commitment.
You're
Guru,
content.
okay, Guru. How me and him thought about it was not just me, also him. We like each other. We know we both don't want any. But this is something that's already been discussed. We both don't want anything long term. We like each other's personality. We think we're fun, and we can spend a little time to each other. But it's nothing
Have you
long
and this man
term.
have you been intimate with this man?
No, we haven't been intimate. And I can pull him up here right
You
now. We
told me
haven't been
that.
intimate.
Didn't you tell me you ain't had no
I
intercourse in
haven't
five
haven't had
years?
sex in almost 5 years. Yeah,
In
I have
five
not been
years?
intimate with a
In
man
five
in almost
years? In 5 years?
in 5 years.
Why do you listen
And
to
that's
my
not.
content all the time? You know my content.
Yeah, I like.
What is listen, Marlo? What is one of the number one things that I talk about for women to do on my page?
To stay single till marriage. That you guys want to marry. I'm assuming. I'm assuming. I don't know.
You say you've been watching me for almost a year.
I have been watching you, and I would say the most thing that I pick up from you is that it's not really what women should do, but what women are currently doing that's not working for them. That's mostly what I pick up.
What is one of the number one things that I'm telling women that they need to do?
Get married, find a husband.
Thank you. And I'm trying to tell them and teach them this is
Right.
how you not only get with a husband, but this is how you keep a husband.
Right. Right.
Because
And
I'm
it's
a
very
man and I
true.
know a lot of men and I talk to a lot of men and I know how men operate. So I'm trying to articulate to them this is what you need to do in order to keep your husband, keep your home, keep your husband happy. And you're on here listening to my content for almost a year,
Mm.
yet you're content with being single, yet you're up here at the same time saying, I don't make sense to me. Why would
Well,
somebody who is content with being single listen to another man that's telling you to get married?
because the reason I listen to you is because I really truly like your style of speech and how you articulate yourself and how you bring your ideas apart. I'm sorry, apart to people, and I I'm not completely set in my ways, right? Like I love to hear other people's opinions on life and philosophy, which is why I asked you if I could interview you for my paper because I'm very, very open to other people's ways of life. It may not be 100% what I feel for myself in my day-to-day life, but I think that you're very valid in why you feel the way you feel. And I enjoy listening to you when I'm like washing my dish, if you're on or something like that, if I'm doing housework. It's a little bit calming to me because I truly believe that you stand in what you believe, and it's comforting because you don't see that a lot of time.
So
A
you
lot
it
of
sounds like you only listen because you respect.
I do respect you. I absolutely respect you for who you are and what you
So it has
believe.
nothing to do with you actually wanting to make the changes to actually become a wife, to actually listen so that you don't be alone for the rest of your life. You just listen to me because you respect me.
Well,
Okay.
I listen to you to also help you with because I believe in what you're saying and your
You
life,
don't
right?
believe in
So
what I'm
I
saying. This is
believe
the first
in,
time. This is the first time you donated to me in a year. How you believe in what I'm saying? You ain't
well, I didn't
donated to
know
me in a year.
honestly until like the last maybe 3 months or so that you were asking for donations, really. But at the same time, with that being said,
What?
yeah, I never caught you when you said stuff like that.
Let me tell you something, Marlo. Marlo, you probably don't need to be considering changing your mindset with getting with a husband.
Because
I can
I
tell
feel,
you why. I can tell you. Do you want to know why?
what's the reason?
You have a mouth on you and a way of just talking that no man is going to be able to put up with.
So you think I talk too much?
I think it's a whole lot that's going on.
Well, I mean, I can see that. I do have a lot to say.
No man is going to be able to handle that. You got five. Is that why you ran off the child's father?
No, he drank too much. He was unfortunately an alcoholic, still is, unfortunately. He
You
just
might
got
have
out of
drove him
rehab.
there. You might have drove him there.
No, he was drinking before I met him.
No, you probably made it worse.
No, I didn't. I have evidence I didn't. He had
Well, if
restraining
you didn't
orders
make
from
it
his
worse, then why did you choose to keep screwing him and get pregnant?
young, honestly. Young and thinking I didn't have to deal with it.
You thought you
Yeah.
didn't have to deal with an alcoholic?
Yeah, I truly thought that, I'm not, married to him, but
How old were you when you got pregnant?
I was 21. 20, I'm sorry, 22, excuse me.
And you thought you weren't
22.
gonna have to deal with no
I
alcoholic?
was 22, 2 weeks of being, because his birthday is a week and a half from my birthday. So we got pregnant his birthday, and then
How
I
old
found
is your
out a day after
son?
my
How old is
birthday.
your son?
He's 5. You can go
I
on my
thought
page.
you're
We,
29. That math
yeah,
don't math.
we were 2 weeks away from my 23rd birthday. The math does math. So if you do 2 weeks away from my 23rd birthday, his birthday is in March. He's 5 and like 7 months right now. He'll be 6 before I turn 30. So if you do the math to a T, it adds up to 6 years, almost 6 years. I have I document my life on social. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people who document every event on their life on social media. So you can see the first
Were
pregnancy
you have,
test to now.
okay? Do you have some type of like ADHD or anything?
I have dyslexia, but that's really it. I don't have now. You know what? I never know. I
Okay.
might have ADHD, but I do have
What does
dyslexia.
the dyslexia make you do?
So my dyslexia, it doesn't go with the numbers. How people say, "Oh, I see letters backwards." With me, I had a hard time learning to read because words disappear.
So it affects your reading.
And
It
also
affects your reading.
affects my reading and it affects my memory, my short-term memory.
Okay, your memory
So
and your reading. Okay. All right.
as well
So
as my speech impediment. Well, this you asked me what it affects, and dyslexia affects a lot of things for different. It's like an autism
you
spectrum.
don't have
Think of
you don't
dyslexia
have
as
ADHD, you sure of it? Or ADD?
I don't know. I've never been tested for ADHD to my knowledge. I mean, I could have been younger and my parents got me tested, but I don't know. I've never been diagnosed, but I do have my certification for dyslexia.
Mm, mm, mm.
And but I don't think that affects this conversation right now. Dyslexia more
Oh,
so affects
it
the way I
definitely affects this conversation. No,
2 hours
Marlon,
ago I
Marlon,
was
Marlon,
100% and
Marlon,
now I'm
Marlon,
90.
Marlon. You've been 5 years no man. You ain't
Mhm.
had no intercourse in 5 years. You ain't done nothing else sexual in 5 years? Nothing?
I mean, oh God, this is a public platform, Guru. I can't.
Okay, so
Nothing with another.
So the
you've
answer
done
is
some
yes.
you've done
Nothing
some
with another
sexual stuff.
person. Nothing with another person.
Right, with another, but you okay, you play. Okay. So you've
I don't
done
play
sex.
that much now. Don't, because I don't play that much now. If I'm ovulating and my body's telling me you want to get pregnant, then maybe. But it's not like an every night, every week thing. I just learned
It's
that.
only when you
Okay,
ovulate.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this.
It's only when you
This
ovulate.
is very
It's
much
only
so
when you
TMI.
ovulate.
This is very well. I'm gonna tell you. It's very much TMI. TMI, too much information. I just learned how to do the big O 8 months ago. I kid you not.
To
Eight
have
months
a
ago.
hoe
I just learned it.
with your
I
toy?
with my tongue? What?
No, with your toy.
Toy,
This is
Toy.
what happened. My sister-in-law, her little sister had a birthday party, and
Give
we're
us the
real
short
close.
version, please.
Well, she had her birthday party, and in the little goodie bag she gave everybody, she had a little mini, I don't even know if I can say that on here,
Old toy.
SEX toy,
Old toy.
a toy, and I never used it. And this is like a year and a half ago. I never used it. And me and my best friend, we were talking about it a couple months ago, about 10 months ago, and she
Can you
brought it
fast
up
forward,
that
please?
she brought it up that sex or sex toys are a thing. And I said, well, I have one in my closet. I never use it.
So
And
basically, you're
I
saying
used it for the first
you
time,
don't
and
want a man.
I just
Basically,
8 months
Marlo.
ago
So
got the
basically, you're
big
saying you don't want
O's.
a man. You got new batteries, and you use your toy, and you don't want a man.
That
100%.
doesn't
90% of you
doesn't make
says.
sense because I decided that 4 years ago, and I just got my big O 8 months ago.
So now you really don't need a man because you got the old toy, and so you don't really need a man now.
No,
That's what you're saying.
absolutely not. I'm not saying a man couldn't do it. I'm saying that I just did it for the first time ever 8 months ago. But I'm sure a man could. There's a man out there that
So,
could do that.
my last question to you for now. Can you tell me what are you teaching your son? I mean, you have a 5-year-old son who needs a man in his life, and he's listening to you, and it sounds like you're
No,
unstructured.
no, I don't tell my son any. My
I'm
son has
asking you, what are you teaching him?
his
Who is mentoring your son?
his
Your
dad,
son needs a man
his
in his
dad,
life.
his father. We live
Yes.
we live 3 minutes away from each other. His dad sees him every single day. He's there for dinner all the time. I don't have to do that part. His dad is very much so still a complete part of his life. He
Mm.
just doesn't go to sleep with his dad. But we pretty much, he sees his son and he sees his dad whenever he wants. There's no time that, oh, dad can't be there. My son, we literally live on the same street. So he sees his dad whenever he wants to see his
Is he
dad.
still an alcoholic? 'Cause
You know, I would say he
you
was.
told me he's
I would say
remarried,
he
right?
is.
Marla,
Unfortunately, I would
Marla,
say he is still an alcoholic
Marla.
when he drinks.
You said he's remarried, right?
Yes, he does have a new wife, but
Okay, and
she
he's
does
still an
complain about it.
alcoholic. Okay, and he's still an alcoholic. Okay.
Yeah, but his dad, and then I have 6 brothers, and then he has 2 grandpas.
Cool.
I
I
have
told
he
you,
has
it's better they stay
4 uncles.
single. It's
So
better.
he has a lot of male influence in his life,
She's
according
a
with
good
his
example
dad.
why it's
So
better for them to
I
stay
don't have
single. See how she
to. I
talking?
don't have to do
She's in her
anything.
own world right now. She's in her
Well,
own
Marlo,
world.
Damo, you kind of interrupted me. I was still talking when you started talking, so it's not very fair.
I've been talking for the last 40
Well,
minutes.
and Bama, all you have to say is, "Hey, Miss Marla, could you give me a second? I want to say something."
Hey, Miss Marla, can you please see a therapist?
I don't think you should lie and try to get in relationships just to use people. I think you truly need to say, "Hey, maybe I should just be single if I don't want those things," because it's not fair to the other person to lead them on and act like you're gonna want to give them all of you when you truly don't.
Mm, mm,
I
mm.
think it's fair to let people go find a person that's gonna love them 100% without any stipulations. I think you should do that for people. So when anyone ever says to me, there was a guy who was on this live not too long ago. He actually DM'd me last night, a guy from your live, and he asked me for my phone number, and I said, "Hey, I don't give my phone number out. I don't date." And I could, if I could screenshot that and show it to you, I would.
A guy from my live asked you for your phone number?
Yeah. He asked me for I have the DMs. He's like, "Hey, good morning," and da 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 da, da. And I was like, "Hey, good morning, back to you." And I assumed that he saw me on live because I seen him and knew that what I was
How
about.
did
But
you know he was from my live?
I saw him on in the comments when I was looking, and I would just assume that he saw what I was saying. But he ended up asking me for my number, and I was like, "Hey, I don't get my number out.
On
I
your
don't really
TikTok
date like
page
that." So
in that outfit.
Oh, the
in,
Playboy Bunny outfit?
in the outfit, that was
Yeah, the
Halloween. We were
Playboy
on
Bunny
birthday.
outfit. Maybe he saw that and he liked that.
Maybe he did, but he also seen me on the live saying that I don't date. I mean, date seriously, at least. Date to
So
marry.
what's the point of you bringing that up? What's the
Well,
point?
I was just saying that you do get guys who want to date you, of course, and they're probably nice, very nice guys, but that doesn't mean that you have to go against your own thought process, right? Like, of course, I get guys that come up to me because Guru said I don't want to date anyone in my industry.
Yo,
That's some
Guru,
very
I can
nice
see a
guys in
man
my
right now
industry.
with her. Just go while she talking and jump out the window. I can see that happening. While she just talking,
Yeah,
and
truly. I
while
mean,
he's falling, she's still talking.
I also respect Guru's ideology, and it's really
Your
making
philosophy
me
is weak,
draw
and Guru, what
a
Guru
little
come
bit.
with has a lot of truth to it. That's why you shaking
Well,
right
that's
now.
why I told Guru, did I not tell you I'm doing my paper over you? Did I not say that I'm also spreading your message to the people in that class with me? And there was a girl last night who was like, I looked at her page and she's not doing a paper. You looked at one or two videos on my page.
If there was a man on here right now that was really, well, you said there's already one that is interested in you. Are you willing to give him a chance? That guy or any other guy on
You
here?
know, okay, this is what I say to men that are interested in me in real life. In real life, if I meet you on the streets,
No, no,
like,
no,
or
no,
not
no, no.
on
From
the
me,
streets, that
from
That's
no,
sounds
not
we're
so
talking
talking.
about here. We're
bad.
talking about here. We're talking about on.
I don't take social media or any kind of, like, social things serious.
What about Marlo? You take somebody like Guru or Guru himself, because Guru got you start thinking and changing your thinking. So somebody like Guru or Guru himself.
Mm, not Guru himself, only because of my preference, but I really
He
can't even
likes
give
the
you a good
YTs.
answer to that because I, people on social media are so fecal. I would prefer to meet someone in person if I was to actually try to think about giving him like an actual chance. Like the guy at my date tonight, I met him in a grocery store.
Okay.
Literally.
But you didn't even give him a chance. You cut the
I did.
date.
We've gone on dates. I have given him a chance. We've gone on many dates. This
Have
was not
y'all
my first
have y'all
date.
kissed? Have y'all kissed?
No. We've held hands. We've walked. We've had really good
Does he
conversations.
know that you haven't done anything
Yes, he does. He
in
hasn't
5 years?
either. Yes, he does, and he
He
hasn't
hasn't done
either.
anything in 5 years either.
No, he's a virgin.
He's a white guy.
He was not a white guy. He was what do you call them? I don't want to be
What do you call them?
Middle Eastern. He was Middle Eastern. I'll say that because he has a specific name for his race. But he was Middle Eastern,
Hmm.
and he was a guy that I met literally in a grocery store. I kid you not. I was in a soda aisle buying sodas,
Okay,
and
okay,
he
okay.
thought I was a nice looking woman. He asked me for my
That's the
number.
stuff you don't need to hear all of that.
You're
If you
boring
don't
my
take the
brain.
signs, listen. If you don't take the signs, you're gonna regret it.
Do you think I will, or that's what I'm considering? Do you think I will, or do you think I won't?
You want to be in a nursing home when you elderly by yourself, and
But
somebody
I
changing
don't
your
think I would.
pampers.
The way my trajectory is going, the way I've set things
We
up for me,
we don't know the
I
future.
won't ever be right. None of us do. Exactly. None of us know so we don't know if I will regret it or I won't regret it. We don't know because none of us know the future. Um, Technically, I have set myself up so far currently to never be in a nursing home. So far, I will never be in a
You
nursing
go
home.
outside tomorrow,
But we
get in an
don't know.
accident, and you bedridden.
I'm so sorry.
What happened? You go outside tomorrow and you get in an accident, you're
Well,
bedridden. We don't know
well,
what's gonna happen
if I get
tomorrow.
in an accident tomorrow, thank the Lord, I have a great insurance policy that is term life, and term life means that you can borrow from that insurance policy, and I'm up to 750 that I can borrow from that term policy. If my son passes away, I have an excellent term policy life on him that we will give him the most beautiful home going. If I pass away before my son
Stop
turns
calculating.
18,
Listen. Right now, what you're doing, and you calculate. You probably punch numbers for a living or in management, business
I
management,
do,
or something
I
like that. I
do,
could tell.
I
Yes, I
do,
could tell.
I do. And
So
those are things that you have to
we
think
not,
about when you become a single mom.
right,
If
but
you
we're not
decide to
talking
become a
about that.
single
But that's
mom,
not the main
you have to
focus. Listen,
understand you have resources.
Marlo,
Go
Marlo, you
ahead.
off the focus. That's not the main topic. The topic is you taking heed to the signs. Two people telling you need to be married.
Right. And my thought is, okay,
Everything, listen, there's some things that's on a spiritual level. The math is not going to add up. All the calculation you're doing won't be able to help you. You had two signs now, Guru and your aunts. That's the
well,
that's
you know,
this is that's like on a spiritual realm. Something's telling you, yo, you got to get married. You got to take heed to
right,
the signs.
right, exactly. And that is what I'm considering. Someone just asked, Mr. James said, "What she want?" in the comments. I just read it. And overall, over everything, over all my decisions, over all everything that someone thinks I believe is to be happy. That's, I think, what everyone wants.
So you admit you're not happy right now, then?
No,
You happy?
technically I am happy right now. I don't have those sad nights that I hear people talking about where, oh yeah, she's
No,
lonely when she's
forget
by
about no,
herself.
no. Are you happy being single?
I am. Right now I am. I'm very
Then why
content.
are you rambling? Do you have somebody to talk to in a house like this? I don't mean your child. You have another adult in your house that you can vent or talk.
Absolutely. I can absolutely. Me and my best friend talk all night long.
No,
I can
no, no,
tell.
no, no, no. You need to. I'm talking about a man. See, your best friend would
Now
say,
the thing is,
"L, everything is good, everything is okay," but a man
no,
would tell
no.
you, "Hey, the
My
way
best
you're
friend has
thinking
been
is wrong." Like
my
Dr.
best
Job.
friend has been married
Dr.
for
Job is saying the
3 years.
way you're thinking and your way you're talking, your thoughts are everywhere. It's not organized.
No, it's not.
Your
It doesn't
friends are
have
not
to be
telling you
organized.
this.
The thoughts do not have to be organized. You have your thoughts that you have, and whether that contradicts itself, I'm a huge contradiction walking around. I am extremely pro-black, but I date white guys. That's a contradiction in itself. I mean, I'm a single mother, but my son is doing excellent. He's doing very well. If you ask professionals. I'm a huge contradiction all the way. And it's okay for my thoughts to be a little unorganized. Again, I have dyslexia. So if I jump from
Yeah,
one subject to
listen,
the other
Marlo.
subject, that is how
Marlo.
my
When I
brain
was a
works.
kid, I was diagnosed with dyslexia.
Mhm.
Dyslexia means that you read the words backwards. That's all that
What did
means.
I say, Guru? Didn't I not say that when I said I had dyslexia for the first time? That is the staple for dyslexia. But dyslexia is actually a spectrum just the same as autism. And anyone who tested you, wherever you got tested, whether it was
Then,
school or whether it
then
was a
Marlo, you need
private
to see a therapist.
organization,
Marlo,
or
then
whether
why you
it
don't
was
go
a
see a
private
therapist?
organization, they should have told you or your parents
Oh man, it's
that
the point, bro.
dyslexia is a spectrum. It is
Marlo,
not the same
Marlo,
if
stay
everyone
single,
has
man.
it.
Good riddance. Stay single.
You left the alcoholic guy, and who else?
Mhm. I left, gosh, I want to say his name. I left the one before that, and I left the one before that, and I left the one before that. And those are the only relationships I've had. And those are the only men I've slept with. I've had 4 relationships, and I have been the leader of all of them.
You,
Marlo,
so
how?
so wait, hold on, Bemo. So you think that each relationship that you left, they were all the problem?
No, there's also absolutely things you have to consider that you did, right? There's never just one person, and unless you have an extreme case, but that doesn't happen very often. Normally, there's two parties a part of the problem, and those two parties are the people that are a part of the relationship. And that's why I say I've done a soul searching. I have figured out for the most part, my doing, right? And the unhappiness of each relationship, which I think every person should try to do. You shouldn't just hop from one
Who
to
was
another
unhappy?
and
You
not.
or the person? Hold on, Marlo. Who you said unhappy? Who was unhappy?
Well, it depends on which relationship you're asking about.
Because you said that when you left the alcoholic, right? It would have
Mhm.
if you didn't leave him, it would have been a successful relationship. So if
Yes.
you stayed with the alcoholic, how that was going to become a successful relationship?
So I said on the outwards, it would have been a successful relationship. You know how our grandmas did. They never left our pawpaws, even though they were unhappy for many, many, many years. And we still hear a lot of older people
Marla,
in relationships who say that I wouldn't have done this if they weren't embarrassed. A lot
Marla,
of the
Marla,
older relationships and marriages
Marla,
have stayed together
Marla,
just because of embarrassment of a
Marla,
divorce.
Have a stop
Marla.
button.
Marla, you are I don't know why or how this works every time. You are, I just figured it out. You are the one that has proved the topic not only tonight, but last night.
I
You
don't know
literally, do
if
you
I
read,
proved
read,
it.
read what it says up there. Read what it says up there.
You are gonna be there's a lot of like little items and little things on, but
Read what
you
it says
are
in
gonna
red.
be alone next Thanksgiving and many more because you're backwards and how you think about men. Come learn.